Hi there. Do you know there are huge 2026 savings you'll lose if you don't act now? Well, we will tell you about it.
Hello and welcome. So, what if I told you the average UK energy bill is dropping by £154 this year? It's a start, right? But honestly, that is just the very tip of the iceberg. Right now, we are in a unique window of opportunity, one that's closing fast, for some absolutely massive tax relief when it comes to sustainable living. We're going to walk through a brilliant breakdown developed by the expert tax advisors at ProTax Accountant, who have mapped out exactly how you can save the most in 2026. Let's get to it. Yeah, so that number, 154 quid, it's nice, but don't get too fixated on that specific amount. Think of it as the appetizer. The main course, where you can literally save thousands of pounds, is what's coming next, and it covers pretty much everything: your home, your car, even your business. You see, that little saving, it's a clue. It's pointing to a much bigger shift that's happening right now. And 2026, well, it's shaping up to be a golden year for savvy residents to lock in some serious savings. But, and this is key, only if you know what you're doing and, more importantly, you know the deadlines. All right, so here's how we're going to break it all down today. We'll start with what's called the green dividend, basically why all this is happening now. Then we get practical: your home, your car, and for all you business owners, some really juicy stuff there. And we'll wrap it all up with a dead simple action plan for 2026. So, first up, the 2026 green dividend. Look, to really get a grip on these savings, you've got to understand where they're coming from. It's not magic. It's all down to a pretty significant policy shift from the government. It's being called the Great Levy Shift. And it's actually really simple. You know those green levies you see on your energy bill? The ones that fund things like wind farms? Well, for years, they've just been tacked onto your bill. Now, the government is shifting that cost away from your bill and into general taxes instead. That's it. That's the reason for that initial £154 saving, and it's what opens the door for everything else we're about to talk about. Right then. So, how does this actually help you in your home? This is where it gets really good, because we're talking about actual cash in the form of grants and tax breaks that can make a massive difference to your property, whether you own it or you're renting. Okay, get ready for this number: £7,500. Yep. £7,500. That's the grant you can get right now through the boiler upgrade scheme if you're putting in an air source or a ground source heat pump. And the best part? They've extended it, so you've got time, at least until 2028. Now, listen up, because this is a proper pro tip. There's been a massive rule change for 2026 that you really need to know about. It used to be that you had to get all your insulation sorted before you could even touch that heat pump grant. Well, not anymore. They've scrapped that rule. And that is a huge deal. Think about it. Your old boiler packs in. Before, you were stuck. Now you can get a heat pump installed as an emergency replacement without fuss. Honestly, this one little change catches so many people out. And it's not just about heat pumps. There's also the broader Warm Homes Plan. This one's geared towards fully funding upgrades for households on lower incomes. So who's it for? Well, you generally need to be a homeowner or a private renter in England, have a property with an Energy Performance Certificate or EPC rating of D or below, and a household income of around $36,000 or less, or be on certain benefits. Okay, now for what might just be the single most important deadline for every single homeowner in the country. Seriously, stay with me on this one, because this affects anyone thinking about doing any kind of energy-saving work on their house. And here it is, the VAT cliff edge. What does that mean? Well, right now you pay zero, that's 0% VAT on getting energy-saving materials installed. But, and this is a big but, that deal runs out on March 31st, 2027. After that date, it snaps right back up to 5%. Just look at the table. For a big job like a ground source heat pump, that's a saving of over £1,000 if you act in time. The message here is crystal clear. You've got to get moving in 2026. All right, let's move out of the house and onto the driveway. Because if you've been thinking about switching to an electric car, the tax advantages right now are, well, they're absolutely enormous, especially if you can get one through work. Let me break this down so it's super clear. We're talking about company car tax, or what the tax man calls benefit in kind. For the 2026-27 tax year, if you get an electric car, like a Tesla Model Y, the tax rate is a measly 4%. 4. Now look at a similar petrol car, like a BMW 3 Series. That's 37%. I mean, the difference is just staggering, isn't it? So what does that actually mean in pounds and pence? Well, if you're a 40% taxpayer and you choose that Tesla instead of the BMW, you're saving over 400 pounds a month. That's not a typo. Over 400 quid every single month. That works out to nearly 5 grand a year that stays in your bank account, not the taxman's. So how do you get in on this? The most popular way is through a salary sacrifice scheme. It works just like it sounds. You agree to sacrifice a bit of your salary, and your employer uses that money to lease you a new electric car. The clever bit is the money comes out of your pay before tax and national insurance are taken off. So your taxable income drops and, bingo, you save a bundle. And hey, it's not just for company car drivers. If you're buying privately, the government has brought back the electric car grant. This can give you a discount of up to 3,750 quid off the price of a new electric car, as long as its retail price is under £37,000. Okay, let's switch gears one last time and talk to the business owners out there. If you run a limited company, listen up, because in 2026, there are some seriously powerful ways to invest in green tech and chop down your corporation tax bill at the same time. The big one here is called full expensing, and the best news is it's a permanent thing now. In a nutshell, it lets your company subtract 100% of the cost of new green kit, we're talking solar panels, electric vans, you name it, from your taxable profits in the very same year you buy it. It's a massive immediate tax relief. Let's put that into real money. It's dead simple. With the corporation tax rate at 25%, for every £100 your business spends on this qualifying green tech, you knock £25 straight off your tax bill. It's an instant cash flow win for your business. But wait, there's more. On top of full expensing, you've got a 100% first-year allowance for zero-emission cars and installing chargers at work. Then there's land remediation relief, which is huge, 150% deduction for cleaning up contaminated land. And if your business is innovating, the new R&D scheme offers a 20% tax credit. The support is seriously significant. Whew, okay, that was a lot to take in. So what do you actually do with all this information? Let's boil it down into a simple action plan for 2026, so you can make sure you're getting every single penny you're entitled to. Here are your 5 key steps. Number 1, go check your home's EPC rating. It's free to do online, and it's the key that unlocks the grants. Number 2, start getting quotes now. For any big home upgrades, you want to get them done before that VAT deadline hits in March 2027. 3, if you're an employee, go and ask your HR department about EV salary sacrifice. 4, for business owners, review your investment plans to make the most of full expensing. And finally, number 5, and this is maybe the most important, don't go it alone. This stuff can be tricky. A quick chat with an expert, like the brilliant folks at ProTax Accountant, can make sure you're not leaving any money on the table. So I'll leave you with this thought. We've got grants, we've got massive tax breaks, we've got lower bills, all happening at the exact same time. The real question isn't should you make a green investment, it's can you afford not to? With everything lining up so perfectly, is 2026 the year that going green finally stops being a cost and starts being a serious investment? Now, just before you dash off, the usual but very important disclaimer. Everything we've talked about today is for general guidance. Your own situation is unique, so it is absolutely crucial to get advice that's tailored specifically to you. For that, you can get in touch with the team at ProTax Accountant. You can WhatsApp or call them on 07985 689 912 or drop them an email at info@protaxaccountant.co.uk. And for more updates like this, make sure you subscribe to the ProTax Accountant channel. Thanks for joining us.